Hello ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies and in-betweeners. My name's Dan. Welcome back to another PAP Reports. Today is Thursday the 27th of February 2020. And today we're starting with an update to the PAP Reports on the 21st of February. I'll link to that up here in the top left. PC Keith James misconduct hearing has been taking place this week into allegations of gross misconduct following a road rage incident with a member of the public on the A367 near Peasdown, St John on the 15th of February last year whilst off duty. James told the member of the public, a Mr Lee, a driving instructor, that he would be reporting him for driving offences and then went on to investigate the incident himself. He issued Mr Lee with a verbal notice of intended prosecution after visiting him at home the following day and then failed to secure evidence, namely dash camera footage, of the incident that Mr Lee had captured. He went on to give evidence in court about Mr Lee and his dangerous driving, which he knew not to be true. Allegations of gross misconduct were proven against PC Keith James for breaches of professional behaviour relating to honesty and integrity, duties and responsibilities, and discreditable conduct, and he has been dismissed. Superintendent Simon Wilstead, head of professional standards, said the officer should not have been investigating an offence he was personally involved in, and he acted wholly unprofessionally in his subsequent conduct with a member of the public. We expect all police investigations to be carried out with professionalism and integrity, and this clearly didn't happen on this occasion, as well as many other occasions. His actions have the potential to impact on community confidence in policing, which is another aggravating factor in this case. 33-year-old Surrey PC Sam Gerard was found guilty of common assault but not guilty of public order offence at Basingstoke Magistrates Court on Tuesday following a 2-day trial over charges relating to an offence committed whilst off duty at Pop World nightclub in Guildford on September the 19th, 2019. PC Gerard from Woking Police Station assaulted a member of the public who he had accused of stealing his bank card. He was arrested at the scene after passing officers were flagged down. Temporary Deputy Chief Constable Nev Kemp said, "The incident was wholly unprofessional and not in keeping of what we expect of our officers and staff, or what the public expect from us. Trust me, Nev, we expect far less. On or off duty, police officers should never behave in this way, and I'm pleased that the officers who were flagged down dealt with a colleague professionally and without fear or favour." Gerard will be sentenced on March the 23rd, at which point misconduct proceedings will commence. Next, we have a report from a story sent to me by Steve. Thanks again, Steve. 50-year-old John Magee, an HMP Franklin prison officer, is looking at charges of perverting the course of justice after he emailed a prison governor asking him to have a quiet word with a guard who was giving evidence at a series of abuse trials against former officers. Mr Magee's father, also called John, has his own conviction for misconduct in a public office from December 2018. In the second of 3 trials of ex-guards over the mistreatment of inmates at Medhamsley Detention Centre in the 1970s. Before the 3rd trial, involving 3 other defendants, started, Mr Magee emailed Phil Husband, Governor of Durham Prison, with whom he had trained 25 years ago, saying that Mr Hugh Cockburn, one of the witnesses at the trial giving evidence, had been sticking the boot in by giving evidence, adding, "If I had my way, he would be dealt with, if you know what I mean." Ooh. The email continued, "Now it's not for me to say anything, Phil, but a quiet word in his ear would be a good idea." Mr Magee told Durham Crown Court the email was a moment of madness after his father had been convicted for his part in the mistreatment of inmates at Medhamsley Detention Centre in the 1970s. He's currently denying a single count of perverting the course of justice, saying he did not think Mr Husband would act on the email he sent, but he sent it anyway. The trial continues, so it wouldn't be appropriate for me to give my opinion just yet. Let's see just how the jury get on first. Last year, you might remember the case of PC Stuart Alton, who was attacked by Mohammed Rodwan with a 2-foot, 24-inch machete. You might also remember that Rodwan in court was cleared of having an offensive weapon as he claimed it to be used for work. Well, I knew it wouldn't be long before someone else tried a similar story. 37-year-old Marcin Koziol of Fieldview in Wrexham was stopped on February the 8th by police after CCTV operators caught him on camera and then told the police they believed him to be drunk when he got into his car and drove away. Koziol was out drinking on the anniversary of the end of his 16-year marriage when he was pulled over by officers near the Tesco petrol station in Wrexham. Along with being caught 3 times over the drink-drive limit, he was also found in possession of what has been described as a 10-inch samurai sword, but claimed the weapon was for cutting up fruit and vegetables. Koziel told police he didn't know the knife was illegal. He claimed he had a problem with his teeth and used the 10-inch sword to cut up food. Deputy District Judge Anita Price said weapons such as that one were a threat to public safety, but accepted his reason for having it. Even so, Koziel was found guilty of drink driving. He was ordered to carry out 150 hours of unpaid work, was banned from driving for 26 months. And although District Judge Price accepted that he needed a 10-inch blade for cutting up fruit and veg in his car, she ordered that it be destroyed. Now, isn't it amazing that we're constantly told how there is no excuse for carrying a weapon? But those who do are now literally being let off by the courts, while hurty words are dealt with so seriously. I've heard that the pen is mightier than the sword, but I didn't think it meant literally. William Hagerup's 15-year-old daughter was distraught after discovering the lock on their shed had been cut and her mountain bike had been stolen on Monday morning. Mr. Hagerup of Radvold Chase, Stanway in Essex, no doubt consoled his daughter and told her that the police would be along to catch the nasty person who took it and they'll be punished. However, Mr. Hagerup called police only to be told that no officers would be attending his property. He said, "They actually asked me what I wanted them to do." Oh, I don't know, officer. I just find myself wondering what you could do with all the resources that you do have at your fingertips. I told them I would like them to come and look around, perhaps see if there were any similarities with any other break-ins, and ask my neighbours if they saw anything suspicious. It was suggested that I go and ask my neighbours myself and try to find out what happened. At the very least, it would be reassuring to people to see they were taking it seriously. But they said it was being taken seriously by recording it. 47-year-old Mr. Hagerup added, "I know it's not the most serious things, but you would think that it's one of the functions of the police. If they know it won't be investigated, is it just giving them the green light to try and steal even more, knowing they may well get away with it?" An Essex police spokesman said burglary was a difficult crime to solve without CCTV witnesses or forensic opportunities. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Essex police spokesman, but surely forensic opportunities diminish the longer it takes for the police to attend to the scene. So actually getting there, later rather than not at all, would in fact help increase the chances of catching the perpetrator. Heading over now to Merseyside, and in keeping with the theme of burglaries, Home Office figures have shown that of the 6,066 residential burglaries reported in Merseyside, I've still not been caught. Sorry, couldn't resist that. Home Office figures show that of the 6,066 residential burglaries reported to Merseyside police in 2018 and 2019, 83% were closed with the outcome listed as investigation complete, no suspect identified. In 5% of cases, a suspect was identified and the victim supported an investigation, but evidential difficulties prevented further action, while a further 5% of cases were closed because the victim declined or was unable to support any further investigation. Just 4% of residential burglaries reported to Merseyside police last year resulted in someone being charged or summoned to court, in line with the previous year. A recent report following an inspection of all 43 police forces by a Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary and Fire and Rescue Services, which I did a video about last month, found that a likelihood of police bringing someone to justice following a criminal investigation of any kind is decreasing. In England and Wales, a suspect was charged in 7.8% of all recorded crimes, and that's down from 9.1% from 2018. So you can carry a bladed weapon and get away with it, burgle somebody's house and get away with it. That on top of the lenient sentences being dished out to everyone from paedophiles to terrorists. No wonder everybody wants to come to the UK. However, at least we can praise the establishment for the actions taken against the worst of the worst kind of people in our communities. You know who I mean, those damn parents with strong views. Yet, I back any teacher who has to face the abuse that was given in this next report. Michelle Doyle's 11-year-old daughter Libby was refused entry to her school and sent home from the Merrill Academy in Alveston because teachers said her Asda trousers looked like leggings. Michelle went to the school with a friend to ask for an explanation, but they wouldn't give one. She said the head teacher then came out and said I needed to leave the premises. I was so angry when they escorted us off the premises that I said the school's shit and that my daughter won't be coming back. Several hours later, the police turned up at Michelle's home and said she'd been accused of aggressive and threatening behaviour. Out of frustration, I did swear, she said, but I didn't threaten anyone. She said that pupils at the Merrill Academy in Alveston are made to queue up at the entrance before the day begins so that staff can check that they're dressed properly. A spokesperson for Merrill Academy said due to the nature of the parent engagement with staff, this is now a police matter. No, it's not. Therefore, we cannot comment any further. I'm sure it's more a case of won't comment rather than can't comment. I mean, what the hell are the police doing getting involved in something like this anyway? And why do the schools think that they have the authority to call the police because their authority is not bowed down to? This is one of the things that upsets me about schools these days. I mean, if we take our children out of school, we get a rollicking for affecting their education. But the schools can simply get away with affecting our children's education when they like, sending them home for wearing the wrong shoes or the wrong trousers. I mean, I'm not quite sure how trousers that look like leggings are going to affect anybody's education, but I guess all those years at university to learn about the best clothes to wear in order to retain information is why they're teachers and I'm not. Anyway, that's it for today. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials, including teachers.
Good night, all.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.